Hey guys, this is Tarot with Kittens, Weights, and Tarot, and today I'm doing a review of the Magic and Manifestation Affirmation cards. I got this deck like a few years ago, and I just like realized, I was like, you know what, I never did a review of this deck, and I think this deck is like gorgeous, and I use it a lot. Like I've been using it since I got it originally. So yeah, I just wanted to be able to share it with you guys. Tops of the cards here, Magic and Manifestation Affirmation cards. So 33 gold gilded cards and guidebook. And it's by Christina Ray, text by Stella Woods. And this is just kind of looking around the box here. And I think I bought this off of Ethany's website. Okay, so the only thing is the box top likes to fall off on me, but you know, I mean, but I don't care. Okay, so let me take these out, and beautiful gold on the inside. And let's take a look at the book first. Here we go. I always think that it's good to take a look at the guidebooks that have been created, you know, to kind of get a little clue into like how it was made, like why it was made, extra keywords and information and things like that. Although I'm not a guidebook kind of person, you know, I don't really read from guidebooks. I read off my intuition and things like that. I like to at least do the courtesy of going through a guidebook. So here we got how to use the cards. So going into some like meditation, relaxation, clearing techniques, some example spreads. And I always, if a guidebook has spreads in it, I will always use the spreads in the guidebook first, just kind of see like, oh, you know, I always like to just, you know, try out their spreads. And then, you know, I'll go into like spreads that I'm used to and things like that. So it's divided up into each card has an upright meaning and a reversed meaning. If you read reversals with oracle cards, I'm not really a reversals person with tarot or oracle, but I can read it in its opposition. So it has that for each of the cards in here. All the way to card 33. And then a little bit about your authors. So Christina Ray and Stella Woods. That's the sound of Wally climbing his cat condo right next to me. And there's a couple little title cards that came with the deck. So again, the information on Christina Ray and Stella Woods and your title card here. All right, so let's take a look at the cards. Okay, so these cards are like your standard you know, oracle size. I don't know, like a 2.5, maybe 3 by 5. And let me just show you. It doesn't have really a glossy finish to it. I mean, it has kind of a sheen. So it has like a slight coating, but for the most part, it's just like a smooth matte. But this gilding, though, let me get you in on the gilding. So gorgeous. It's just got that simple star so that, you know, if you were a reversals kind of person, you know, you could definitely do that. But yes, I'm all about the gilding. So, you know, my oracle deck is gonna have some gilding on it. You guys are gonna dig it. Okay, so it does have, the cards are edged in gold, and I would say they're pretty stiff. I mean, I've had them for a few years now, and I use them almost every day, you know, at least several times a week. And yeah, I'm a side shuffler. I don't really riffle shuffle, but yeah, they've stood the test of time, so they're pretty good. And the gold hasn't flecked off, which sometimes with you know, edged decks, you know, they tend to, you know, start missing some of its silver or gold. Not with this deck. So yeah, let's take a look at our cards then. And I'm just like so awestruck with the golden sheen. But you know, some of the cards are black, some of the cards are bordered in white. You know, I just kind of think that gives it lovely lovely contrast. And there is a little keyword down at the bottom, of course, the little Roman numeral, so that you can look it up in the guidebook if you wanted to, and find out a little bit more information on what the meaning of this card is. So here we have abundance, and this looks like little cherry blossoms to me, which is beautiful. I love the colors. To me, because I'm Filipina, and so I am very drawn to things that look very like Japanese or Chinese, or even Filipino. So I think this has kind of that feel. I don't know why. I don't know. I kind of, with the watercolors and the softness and the colors themselves, I kind of get that feeling, and I love it so much. Oh, it's so gorgeous. This one's probably one of my favorite ones. I love her little triple moon goddess necklace. Oh, the power one is gorgeous. I'm trying not to talk too much, really, because I know some people are just like, they just want to focus on the cards and they want to see, like kind of absorb the images. So that's kind of what I'm trying to do. I do appreciate decks that have a lot more felines in them, only because, I got me a couple of felines here. I got me a panther and a puma. This gorgeous one always reminds me of the San Diego Zoo. They actually don't have any peacocks in captivity. The peacocks just kind of like conjugate at the zoo and follow people around, and sometimes spread out their feathers for all to see. This kind of looks like my backyard. Aww. And this one, I've been having so much connection with Mercury / Hermes, and everywhere I look I see the caduceus, so I'm all into this card right now. I probably should leave that one on my altar, actually. Beauty. Of course, the one that's on the cover, you guys can see back there. It's so beautiful. Ooh, I like that these two are actually together. We have a unicorn, we have a horse. Fantasy and adventure. Interesting. See, I find I can read with this like alone. Like I can just use these in a spread and I'd be good. I can pair them with tarot as well. Sometimes I pair them with other oracle cards. But sometimes with my oracle decks I prefer to pair them with tarot cards, but this one I'm fine with it all by itself. Like I'm totally cool. Okay, so I just kind of want to show you guys that sheen. Isn't it pretty? So pretty. I love shiny things. Okay, so I'm just going to pull you guys a card just so you can see like how I would read with it. So I'm going to do a single card. I can do what I like about this deck, I can do single cards. I can do like full-on spreads. I could do like a Celtic cross, and yeah, and I use it for, my actual like magic. I use it within my spell work too. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and pull this card. Let's see what we got here. Oh, the one that was like kind of nagging at my brain. Temptation card. Of course, we have the apple, and I think those of us that have a little bit of a background in Catholicism or Christianity, when we think of the word temptation, we see an apple, we automatically think of the Garden of Eden, and Eve being tempted by the devil with an apple, and when she bites into the apple, everything that is known, comes to fruition for her. So she all of a sudden she's aware of everything. Okay, so what I'm getting is, with my knowledge of Christianity, and of course, we know that, Eve then gives the apple to Adam, and all of a sudden, like, they're aware that they're naked, and they're like aware of like all the like, bad in the world and the good. But what I think, what's standing out to me is that sometimes it's good for us to have that veil removed and to be able to see the truth in things. And then we can make our own judgments and place our own, morals and thoughts on situations. But for me, I would rather, instead of living with, ignorant bliss, I would like to know the truth of things and then live my life accordingly. Whereas in, I guess, the Christian Bible, her and Adam are like run in fear and all of this. And, I think I would be like, okay, I'm naked, but you know what? Maybe I want to be naked. So with temptation, if you feel tempted to remove the blinders in a certain situation, and maybe you're a little hesitant, you're like, what might I see, or what things might be known? Sometimes it's just good to know. Sometimes it's just good to remove those blinders and just kind of see the whole situation in its entirety, and just kind of, and then that way you can, make your choices from there. You can make your decisions from there. So, yeah, I actually want to sit with that card a little bit more, but yeah. All right, so that's just kind of like a little example reading, whether or not wasn't really posing a question or anything. But yeah, let me know if you guys have this deck. If you have any comments or questions, leave that in the comment section down below. If you want to get this deck, by me doing these reviews, it's more for, I love the art and I just want to put the art out there. But if there are people that also want to watch the reviews because they're thinking about getting this deck, then I hope that it's helpful. So again, comments or questions, place that down below. If you guys dug this video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to click subscribe, and don't forget to click that ding 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 notification bell for more videos just like this. And hey, if you want to catch a reading with me, head over to www.kittenswaitsandtarot.com. I'd be so stoked to do a reading with you guys. And over on my Patreon page, patreon.com/kittenswaitsandtarot, we're doing a lot of awesome stuff over there. I'm going to be doing a guided meditation this month in my live stream. We also have a crystal grid for the month for manifestation, magic and manifestation. And we have a lot of other really fun things. I'm also going to be doing like a mediumship live stream and things like that. So if you're interested in any of those things, plus there's a lot of other things that you might want to go check out, definitely head over to my Patreon page. And that's it for me, spiritual homies. So I will catch you later. Peace, love, and chicken grease. Peace out.